Hi, I'm Michael Citron with the Parkland Parrot real estate team at RE/MAX Park Creek. Today coming to you from another one of our informative videos on the 3 P's to selling your home. I call it price, product, and promotion. So the most important aspect of selling your house is first the price. You have to have a great product and promote it well, which we do, and we'll go into another episode in a future video on those P's. But the first part is price. So the number one is price. So the best thing that a real estate agent can do for you is not just sell your house or get you the best buyer, but to create a buzz on the property, to create this buyer frenzy activity. And that's what we do for our clients. So when you put your house on the market and you price it correctly, I always say never leave any money on the table, not underprice it, not overprice it, but price it right. So buyers that are informed in the market, they're ready, they're able, they're willing to purchase your property, they're ready to jump on it. So what we want to do is create a buzz on the property, have this buyers competing against other buyers in order to get the best deal on your house and get the best price and also the best terms. So with technology today, a buyer can ascertain so much information online. They can go on Realtor.com, Zillow, RE/MAX, our website, Parkland Parrot, or a plethora of other websites online and see the history of the listing, to see if it had price reductions, see what it was listed a year ago with another agent, or what it's going to be listed for now and in the future. So there's so much information readily available that wasn't available just a couple years ago to buyers in the market right now. So it's important, even more so, to price your house correctly because buyers are going to see these price adjustments and they're going to know that the home was reduced, and they're not going to know why. They're just going to start, asking themselves why the house was listed and why was it reduced in price. So when we come to our house, we do a pricing strategy. When you're thinking about selling your property for our sellers, we don't just come and just throw it up on the MLS, hope it sells. We come with a real strategy and knowing the market inside and out, especially in the locations where we specialize in the Parkland and South Florida area. We're able to look at apples to apples, or sometimes apples to oranges, when we're doing a comparative market analysis for our clients. So we go out there, we make a list, a detailed of all the upgrades, the features, your lot location, where it is in the community, what's the floor plan, and then we look at other homes that are on the market competing against yours, what other buyers might see when your home goes on the market for sale, as well as under contract homes. We'll call the agents to find out an idea of what the home is going to sell for, and of course the closed sales. An appraiser needs 3 closed sales in the surrounding mile-plus radius to use. So it's important to really know the comps like the back of your hand. I always say that an agent should have a pulse on the real estate market wherever you're selling. So that's what we do for our clients. We have a very unique approach to pricing a property, which we have a very detailed discussion when we come over, but we take everything into consideration. So a home that you might think might be worth a certain price might be worth a lot more, or maybe a little bit less, depending on factors in the market. But ultimately, the decision of how much your home is going to be worth is what the buyers are willing to pay in the market. So this is what we know. We work with a lot of buyers. We have a lot of sales. So that's what we know and can give a little bit more insider information on what's going on in the market to our clients. So we preview the home, we look over everything, we come up with a real strategy to sell your property, but it really has to the first most important part is the price. So when you list your house for sale, understand the first 1 to 3 weeks that it's on the market, you're the new kid on the block. Everybody wants to see you. They come up on the auto email notifications. All the websites have a little, call to action that you're a new property on the market. So everybody wants to see it. So the longer it stays on the market, the more it becomes stale, and buyers are starting to think that maybe there's something wrong with the property. So what are the negatives to overpricing your property? Well, the first negative is that you lose out on those ready, able buyers. Like right now, we're in December 1st, we're doing this video. There's still buyers that want to close by the end of the month. They might be able to get a mortgage, close in 10 days, 20 days, do the inspection fast. Those are great buyers. So they might be really ready and able to purchase your property, but if you overprice it, you're going to help sell the competition. I always say when you price a home, you want to price it so the competition sells your listing and not vice versa. So that could happen. 2, they're going to be able to see the price reductions. They're going to start contemplating, why did it reduce? Was the seller not serious? Is there something wrong with the house? Did the inspection go bad? Did it not appraise? All these factors come into play when buyers have all this information readily available on their iPhone. So understand it's important that knowing that perception is reality. That a buyer, what they see and what they believe they're perceiving to be what is real. Might not even be real, but if they perceive it and they see the house has been listed 3 times, it's gone through a lot of change, they're not sure what to do. So it's really important to pricing, strategizing the listing as soon as it goes on the market. And then, of course, the product, the promotion are the other angles. But if you don't have the price, you can't hook the buyer. You can't get them to see this amazing product. You can't get them to see that the home is really being exposed, and they're going to lose it if they don't purchase it. So again, perception's reality in the business. We just had a property that we put on the market not too long ago. Well, where the seller had moved out of the property, but they had done an equity line to pull some money out, and he told me what the home appraised for. And I said, look, I think I could sell the house for a lot more money. So he said, great, what do you think? So we strategically priced it correctly, and we were able to sell the property for $35,000 over the appraised value that he had on his equity line. Now, I'm not sure if that was the greatest appraisal, but we still sold this house by creating a buzz. If I would have overpriced the property, we might not have had that cash buyer that bought the property and agreed not to appraise it and to close fast right after the inspection period. So understand it's important that you hire an agent that shows you the true numbers of what they can do for you in this market. Our listings sell on average between 1% to 2% of the sales price. And we sell our homes under 47 days, where the average realtor nationwide sells 4% to 6% of the list price and can sell 3 to 6 months. We are going to be able to exceed your expectations. So if you're thinking about selling, even remotely interested in getting your home ready for sale, we have some time as the holiday season is fast approaching. Where kids are out of school, you might have some time. We should be planning the staging and all the aspects of the price, product, and promotion with you before January comes into play of 2018. So we'd love to meet you. You can go on our website. It's designed just for your property value at myparklandhomevalue.com. That's myparklandhomevalue.com. Or give us a call at 954-609-0591. We always are looking to earn your business and trust. We love providing this informative information for you. If you're looking to sell with us or thinking about it in the future, we just want to be that go-to agent in Parkland and the surrounding areas that you can come to for all of your real estate needs. We have an amazing team, and we look forward to earning your business and trust. Have a great night.